Hello again, it's Garson, and we're going to do a quick and easy one today because, again, I've been spending a lot of time testing things out. I've now been able to post my feedback on the Larian forums, but more importantly, just a big thank you to you guys. I'm going to do this down and dirty. We're going to talk about a little fun idea I had. I was talking about in chat with the two new subclasses. So that'll be the main bulk of this, but real quick, let's get into it. The idea here is swapping or role-playing between classes, like a ranger that plays like a paladin and a paladin plays like a typical ranger, or at least that's how my dumb brain works about it. But more importantly, let's get into these two topics, and then I'll go over two cool ideas and I'll let you go. Alright, so Hexblade and the pack test that we've been talking about. With the current patch, I've now been able to finally get on the official forums, registered, verified, all that, and I've first started out with yesterday's video. I didn't post my video from yesterday. That was for you guys to help me out testing this so I could document it properly, and I really appreciate you guys helping me out, seeing if there was anything under the nose. Unfortunately, I still couldn't get to work, so what I did is I documented a full playthrough in the members section of the channel. We just did a very casual stream. Nothing scheduled or anything. If you were there, thanks for just keeping me company. I know I was a whiny little baby trying to get through, trying to get through it fast, and so it bit me in the butt, so I can call myself out on that. But other than that, I did document like about 3 hours of playing through this, no mods. I took all your suggestions and I played 4 warlocks, right? And so what I'm going to do is play this real quick clip at the end of that playthrough, and you can see that I have everything set up. Alright, here we are. I'll probably just settle down right now, let the video speak for itself, but I'll skip around. Get a little frustrated getting here because my plan didn't go as fast as I want. But regardless, what we have today is 4 warlocks. They are all of a different subclass. There are no mods whatsoever. I started honor mode, didn't really care if I died, so this is set up. This was started as honor mode, but now it's a custom game. But all things equal, honor mode or not, right? Obviously, what should happen is on this next level up. Okay. And I have nothing in my mod folder. We'll go over it in just a moment, but let's just take any old ability. Who cares? Who cares? Alright, so I'm not using cheater scroll, I'm not even going to withers and respecking. This is straight up leveling the game, level 5. Okay. And then get this. It's fine. Mire the mind, whatever. Cool. So everyone has pretty much identical setups anyway, but they're all of different subclasses. Now everybody here has deep impact because of level 5, but Pact of the Blade, even if the Hexblade has that, okay? So everybody has this. Everybody has this. This was a brand new save file. There's no mods whatsoever in here. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. Now I'm gonna skip ahead to a little bit of combat, just showing. Okay, right about here. I'm gonna put some darkness down. Blind these guys. Look at that. Okay. So, everybody is a warlock with Pact of the Blade, right? I'm not even gonna use a fancy move. Just gonna bop them. I do not have extra attack on a great old one warlock, level 5. You see it yourself. This is not working. Pact weapon. Nothing different there, right? Okay. So, Fiend Warlock. Again, not using anything too crazy. Let's see. Oh! I saw a flash there. Like, it was able to, but then it went away immediately after. So, that one's not working either. Okay. This is a Hexblade. We're using a mace, but it's still a hexed weapon. Pact of the Blade, you know that. You saw it. Here we go. Got Hexblade Curse, so it's definitely working, because I got the Hexblade on. But I got Pact of the Blade, Deep Impact, nothing's happening there. Okay, and so I'm gonna leave it there, just to save some time. I've actually took the full clip, I put it on the Larian forums, and I even linked an unlisted stream, the 3.5 hours I played. Fresh new game, no mods installed. Now, real quick, I do want to clarify, I actually don't know what's going on with Hexblade with its level 5 extra attack, but I've been trying and testing with your suggestions. I really appreciate the input, trying to get to the bottom of it. And then, of course, it's not working. If it's not working for me, Well, it may not be working for a lot of people, and a lot of you guys have been telling me that. So it's working for some, I guess. I don't know on consoles, on PC, but I've seen it all over the place, and so I'll save it. We'll see what kind of feedback comes back, and I'll try and keep you guys posted on that. But I do still want to see your questions about patch 8 stuff and the things we're going to talk about in this video, so please let me know. I'll get more into it. I will say this, and to clarify, I apologize. I might have misunderstood what the patch notes were saying, how to acquire extra attack on Hexblade, but even though it may be a passive feature or it may not be, and you have to take level 5 or level 3 Pact of the Blade, I don't know what it is because it's just not working either way. I've tried Pact of the Tome, Pact of the Chain, and I'll talk more about it tomorrow in tomorrow's video. But I want to see your questions regardless. Any kind of feedback you think I should report, let me know, but I'm not really in charge of that either. But I'll try and answer any questions by demoing like I did, and we'll get back into it because today is yet again another loosey-goosey video, so I really appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, though, we're going to get back into the usual swing of my daily videos, and I feel like finally just doing Hexblade subclass breakdown as best I can because I really hope dude, I want to play the subclass. You saw me yesterday. But yeah, sorry for the sloppy style today. Right now, currently on the run though, on stream, please come join us. It's a lot of fun when more people are in there. People have been getting a lot of their questions answered on stream just by watching me play and see some of these new subclasses. And I've even had chat been asking me about Crown and Swarm, how I feel about the current runs and their subclasses. I love these subclasses. I didn't have high or low expectations, but I knew they were going to be fun. I had good ideas of what I was going to do with them, and they're awesome. That's my opinion of them. We've gotten now to Act 3, level 10. They're all really cool. Glamour Bard is very powerful, by the way. It turns out the one standout feature, Mantle, is very powerful, and I'll be talking about it very soon. But today, I'm going to talk about this silly little idea because here's what happened on chat. I was thinking about it, and with Crown, it's my favorite Paladin subclass, and I kind of regret that I went all in on smites. Not really, because I've been having a blast. You should have seen me hit Cazador for like a stupid amount of double damage. Like, it was crazy. Okay, go watch that. It was the highlight of that last night's stream. But it's versatile. I could have done something way less focused or entirely no smites whatsoever. Maybe put a restriction on myself, and I would have had a great time with this subclass because it's a Broadin, like I said in the video. It's versatile. You do a lot of ideas with it even before multi-classing, and it's the most tank-like I've ever seen in this game, and that might be really appealing to you, but it can do even more than that. So I think it's super cool. I don't know why I like half casters or the idea of full or no casters, that categorization. It's just the way my brain works, right? And so a half caster, a subclass for Paladin, is awesome, and I think it's really flexible in what you want to do with it, and I'll get to that. Now, Swarmkeeper also feels like that too, but oops, I think I broke it. Basically, I went with a Jolt Shooter build. It's awesome. I'm using the Lightning Jellyfish with the Jolt Shooter electric bow with the lightning charges. It's really powerful. It's kind of too strong, but not like the strongest thing I've ever played, but I'm loving it. But obviously, the multi-classing looks fun. We talked about in some videos, right? So I regret running the typical bow ranger stereotype. Not really. This has been amazing. It's fun. The build literally worked out better than I could have imagined, but I do want to see a pure melee Swarmkeeper because I think the potential's there even before all the fun multi-classing we've been talking about, right? So chat kept saying when I was using the Jolt Shooter and zapping things from afar, they're like, oh, look, it's a ranged smite, and purely chat's idea, but I kept getting it stuck in my head and went, yeah, range. Hey, wait a minute. And it got me thinking, okay, so this is just two ideas I now want to run because I would like to run these two subclasses again in a future run, and this is my ideas of what I want to do based on what chat was, filling my head with and what my impressions were overall. And hopefully in your run, maybe this will inspire you. You play what you want. On this channel, I just try to give you the mechanics and the breakdowns to go out and have the building blocks to go into honor mode and beat it the way you want, right? So Crown Ranger, what I'm talking about here is actually getting into the game. Sorry about took so long, but this is just an idea. It's not finalized. The build's not all set up, but the idea is if I played a more stereotypical like bow ranger concept, but with a pure paladin. I think crown is really good for that, among other ideas I could have went with. And the reason I say that is because, well, it's pure crown. Before any multi-classing, you could probably easily make this idea better. But check this out. I would probably do like a radiant orb set with luminous archer and, you know, the typical rings and stuff. You're familiar with that stuff. There is also this really cool mantle in Act 3. So you get a free cast of mantle, which is something that the class actually comes with now. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to waste your spell slots on that. And the reason you don't want to kind of do that is because I'm hyped for a build that would like actively aim for this and center around this bow you don't get until the end game. Like, well, the Act 3, right? So Righteous Clarity all through Act 1, 2, and 3 would be really useful here in a practical sense. You can give yourself a lot of accuracy, and maybe that would help using Sharpshooter as your first feat. Kinda, maybe. I mean, it does depend on your proficiency. It doesn't outright negate it or anything, but with Bless too, helping your allies, you could bless your allies and yourself, right? And so you concentrate on that because Righteous Clarity doesn't need concentration. And so between those, you have a lot of accuracy while helping your allies too. You're at range, so you're not too worried about concentration. And then the big one is that Divine Favor would allow you to use your little level 1 slots to add, where is it, some radiant damage for 3 turns. Now, I don't really like this spell. I like what it could be if the turn count was maybe doubled or if I went Sorcerer to do that. But, okay, at level 1, you can do a Radiant Bow, which is an archetype I really want to use. So if I cast this, right, my bow now for 3 turns has a little 1d4, which could activate my luminous gear, and it's sort of like range smiting, not really, just Radiant Bow. Okay, but okay, you could use it early on. Now later on, when you get level 2 slots, you get a Branding Smite, and this is a unique smite because, well, it's another concentration spell. We can't combo it with Radiant or Divine Favor, but what we can do is actually range smite. So that's actually really cool. Right? And the cool thing is it doesn't just stay at level 2 like some of the other smites. They can't upcast. You can actually take this guy up to level 3, which is your highest as a paladin spell slot, right? So it does upcast too. Sadly, level 11 does not work. What I mean by this is at level 11 you get improved Divine Smite. And so you one hit with a melee attack. It's as if you were smiting with a level 1 smite. Kind of like a little weaker, but yeah, every melee attack will have a 1d8 now, but not your ranged weapon attack, so that kind of sucks. But I like the idea of a Radiant Bow spell bow, and again, the idea with this video is the inspiration. I just have silly ideas, silly inspiration, but this is how I get some of my ideas for characters I end up playing on stream. And so the idea is play a paladin like a ranger, or maybe more stereotypical archer, right? And I just don't think a lot of people, I've seen videos about that, but I don't think enough people, like, I don't know, try and come out of the comfort zone or try something silly like this. It's not gonna be the most powerful build, but check this out. Once you have the legendary bow, right, you get this powerful new attack, and it adds radiant damage to your attacks from thenceforth for like a couple of turns, I think, right? This thing's really cool, and so a build centered on it would be really awesome as well. But I'll roll back. I don't have too much time today. Just an idea, and I want to refine it and possibly play it on stream for you guys, an honor run, or maybe inspire you to do something similar with the new subclasses. What about then the Swarmkeeper, and what I'm talking about is swapping their roles, right? So what if the Swarmkeeper, because of that smite comment from chat, everyone's like, oh, range smite. So the bug, if you don't know about the Swarmkeeper, when you attack, you have 3 options generally with your swarm attacks on weapon and cantrip, or like it works for spell attacks. We've gone over what it works for. I'll just keep it simple though. If I were to attack with my weapon, right, I'm gonna get a prompt for my swarm to do one of 3 things, as you can see. Okay, so then what chat's talking about is with the range build, 1d8 extra damage kind of feels like a mini smite, right? But I'm doing it at ranged, and the way I've set up the lightning archer is just absolutely crazy. So it's like lightning smiting with a bow. But what if we took the same kind of silly idea and we actually made a copycat or a ranger that's trying to pretend to be a paladin who smites, right? So if I come up to you with my weapon, I can get an extra psychic attack in, right? And that could have some powerful effects if I build it right with, like, say, Brain Drain, and I concentrate on Strange Conduit Ring. Maybe I concentrate on Hunter's Mark, right? Which is what I should have started with. So hear me out. What I'll do is do this. Okay. Now, the way the Swarmkeeper thing works is you'll get not only a little bonus psychic damage, not here, but on reaction, right? When you go for a weapon or spell attack, right? So I'll get this 1d8. But if you have Hunter's Mark, you get additional 1d6 damage for having the Hunter's Mark on them. So it feels almost like a 2d8, you know, psychic smite, but you can only do it once per turn. So I won't get into all the nerdy stuff about that, why I find it's cool, but it's like a psychic smiter. And maybe I go sword and board, maybe I go two-hander. I'd probably be seeking a weapon like the very low-key, cool Blade of Oppressed Souls, and I'll probably be building for Brain Drain to help my team have mental fatigue. It'd be interesting to see what team I pair this up with. But also, let me show you another feature about this swarm attack. We'll skip rounds. I find it funny because with radiant damage, it kind of can revolve around like blinding them, right? So with the moths and the psychic damage, you can also blind them with your reaction attack from the swarm, right? Okay. Come on, buddy. Here. Okay. Don't hurt her. Okay. So once per turn, you get this reaction. I know that's a little bit of contention there, some feedback on there, but I don't make the rules. It's just once per turn. But if you use it wisely, what can you do with it? All right. So I can maybe, instead of get additional attack, which doubles up with your, or not doubles up, but bonus attack with your Hunter's Mark on him, right? I can instead try to blind him. And now that he's blinded, I get advantage on the next swing, plus my whole team benefits from that. So, you know, it's maybe not Radiant Orbs blinding them, but it does help the team get more accurate hits in with advantage, right? While also, you know, it's the same thing, but different. So we could get a lot of, we could use a strength elixir to get a lot of strength, making this really powerful and easy to hit with, right? And then we can just focus on wisdom, because what I've noticed is with those powerful swarm effects like the blind, you do need to focus in on your mental stat wisdom, okay? So the resonance stone, if you don't know, doubles up psychic damage. And where is it? This little guy in Act 2, the end of Act 2, doubles up psychic damage in a radius near you, and it also gives opponents disadvantage on wisdom saving throws, which is what that moth blind is all about. And by the way, at level 11, not only does it blind, but if you get the blind, it slows, which is, I'm not going to talk about it right now, but it's a very powerful effect, so it feels like a really significant upgrade at level 11. Okay, but we're not going to use the Shadow Blade, although you could do that if you want to on your build, right? But yeah, I figure it's like a cool nighttime knight, so a night aesthetic or moon knight or something. For once, this mask would seem kind of fitting, or a decent aesthetic. It's such a goofy mask, but for here, yeah, pretend it's like a moon knight or something. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to go over today. Sorry for a little bit more casual, sloppier video, but tomorrow I'm gonna get into Hexblade. I hope these ideas, or just the general idea of it, was fun for you to go over my usual, like, you know, my silly style here. So how do you use and level up these builds? Well, we might actually see them, but for now, come watch the live stream, because I am using level 12 Swarmkeeper with a lightning bow. It's been awesome. I love the jellyfish. It's a little maybe too strong. At least initially it definitely was too strong. And I am using a smiting paladin, maybe not a ranged paladin like this, but the new Oath of the Crown, because we're testing out the new patch 8 stress test, and I'm seeing if I can catch any bugs in room. I'm trying to report to Larian, like I said earlier, if I can catch anything mechanically wrong, but you guys give me any kind of feedback or questions. If you want to know something about these new subclasses, that's what I'm here for. I want to get back into answering your questions. And at the end of the day, I just want to see you guys beat honor mode, maybe for the first time, or maybe see what I love about honor mode, replaying it so many times with the characters I like to come up with and create, and you guys just have the building blocks to do whatever you want, right? So I appreciate you guys answering questions and comments and all the feedback lately, past couple of videos. Your support is wild because you're my sponsors. At the end of the day, the best support really is just enjoying these videos, so I'll have a better, more proper, organized one detailing Hexblade tomorrow. Until then, if you want to support the channel, I appreciate that. Memberships are available, but otherwise, you have a blessed one. How about that? Take it easy, guys.